There are two ways to connect a computer to our network. The first way is with a wired connection using an Ethernet cord. To use the wired connection, you must first locate the data port in your room. The data port is always labeled as data. Sometimes it is marked with a D. Often the data port is a different color than the voice port. Plug one end of your cord into the data port. Then plug the other end of your cord into your computer. With the Ethernet cord plugged in, you may be prompted for a username and password. If you are prompted for a username and password, simply use your ISIS credentials. If you have issues connecting with a wired connection, please contact ResNet. The other way to connect a computer to our network is to use the wireless connection. There are only a few dorms on campus that have no wireless connection. These are the only dorms that allow routers. These dorms include Walton, Futrall, Holcomb, Gregson, Gibson, and SAE. If you do not live in one of these dorms, you are not permitted a router. If you do live in a dorm with wireless, to connect to the wireless, you must first locate either the 2G or 5G network. If you are unable to find the 5G network on your computer, it may be simply because your computer is an older computer and cannot connect to the 5G. Once you locate either the UARK 2G or 5G networks, simply click on the network and then type in your ISIS credentials. You can tell a lot about an AP just by looking at the light. If the light is solid blue, there are users streaming data from it. If the light is solid green, then there are no users streaming data from the AP. If the light is flashing green, then there are no users streaming data because the AP is not functioning properly. If the light is red or flashing red, then the AP is not operational. The ResNet website is the first place a student should go to when troubleshooting their device. It is also the first place that you should send a student when they need assistance connecting to the network. We have a list of devices on the website that the students can choose from when trying to troubleshoot their device. For example, PlayStation 3, and on the PlayStation 3 page is information related to how to connect the PlayStation 3 to our network. If a student is unable to connect the device by viewing the page, they can submit a problem ticket at the bottom of the page. The student ticketing website is where students will go when they need to create a problem ticket. To log in, they will use their ISIS credentials. Once a student has logged in to the student ticketing site, they may go to the Register Device tab on the left and register their devices. Students do not need to contact ResNet in order to register the device. They may register devices on their own. Devices such as computers, mobile devices such as iPads and phones do not need to be registered on our network. Devices such as game consoles, media devices, and routers do need to be registered on our network in order to connect. To register a device, simply click on the device you are trying to register and select the connection type. Then type in the MAC address for that connection type. Also be sure to include a name for the device, otherwise it will not register. On the left, they can report a network problem. They can select what the primary concern is, they can select the type of device, and the connection type that is affected. They can also input further information for the ticket. If you need to get a hold of ResNet, there are a few ways to do that. You can contact us by phone, email, or in person.